What's up, YouTube? So, two cars just drove past me. I'm in my home right now. I'm parked outside my parents' home, but my home has four wheels. Has a really comfortable Tempur-Pedic mattress. Surprisingly, the bed I have right now, it's actually a child's mattress. There's no springs in it. It's just a little pad, like a cot, and a Tempur-Pedic pad that's about this thick. On top of that is a blanket that I use as a sheet, then another blanket, and then I have a bigger blanket. I sleep with two blankets. Underneath those two blankets, it's warmer than the sleeping bag I have that I paid $200 for. And I slept in that sleeping bag, just that sleeping bag, with no blankets. I had one pillow, like a small pillow. It was about that big. When I was in Europe, so I'm used to not having like a lot of things, I guess you could say. So having your whole life condensed into a van isn't that hard. In fact, I am so happy in this small space that it's encouraged me to want to show other people how to do it. I want to show the world how to live like in their means or under their means, to save money to make their dreams happen. Just as simple, just simple changes like, driving a cheaper car, or carpooling, or doing things like using coupons and like joining clubs and stuff where you can get discounted prices, and knowing what you're buying and what you're putting in your body, eating healthier. These things can not only reward you literal years of your life, but they can also help you. You're gonna have so much more money. You're gonna be spending less money. If you have a smaller home, if you're spending more time outside, if you're fishing more and catching more of your own food, somewhere that you don't have to worry about if the fish are in polluted water. Why would you want to live somewhere that you would have to suspect that the water's polluted? That's just so. Basically, I've lived in a great place. Luckily, fortunately, I have, but a lot of people haven't been as fortunate as me. So I'm not complaining about where I've been raised, but I'm not satisfied with this place for my home for the rest of my life. In fact, I want my home to be everywhere. I'm not going to stop for a long time. Somebody asked me where I was going to go, and I actually wrote a pretty realistic list of what could possibly happen. And I don't know if I want to necessarily say it on YouTube because I don't want to jinx it. But I probably will end up laying it out, and it probably will become a plan, which is scary because something that big you do have to plan for. And my motto, my last trip, was my plan was to not have a plan, and everything I did was absolutely on the spot. I was up for anything, up to go anywhere, do whatever. I didn't know where I was going to end up. I guess I had some sort of a plan at some point. I knew I was going to be maybe the next day, or I didn't, but then I did when I was there. Who knows, really? Things just happen. That's life, and I don't necessarily like to try to define my future. I like to let my future define me. So, with that being said, in 22 days I turned 21, which is a pretty big, what do they call it? Those posts by the road. Mile marker. It's a mile marker in my life. In being 21 marks that, to me, I have the ability to go anywhere and do anything. Because before you're 21, you cannot rent a car in any other country, which you need to rent a car when you're in Iceland, when you're in New Zealand. I don't have the money to do that, so those two trips are, off the list for right now until I have a very sustainable amount of income, and I'm able to make income on the road residually through my Google AdSense account. Google is a very reliable company. If I ever were going to invest a large amount of money, it would be in the stock market, because if shit hits the fan, money means nothing instantly. So use the system while it's there. Don't let the system use you. Invest in a company that You know, if you were going to think that company is going to rule the world, invest in them. You want to be on their side and own their stock when shit hits the fan. But that's a totally pessimistic way to think. All I'm saying is Google is a great company, and they know a lot about what we search and what we look at. So people watching this video right now, you could have possibly never seen me, but because you are interested in traveling the world or being a nomad or a vagabond, or you live in a van, because you like that, Google knew that, man, I'm going to put this stuff out in front of him because he's going to really enjoy this. And I think that's a really cool service. I think that's actually helping unite people like me in a way that has never existed up until the past few years. You know, things are progressing actually super, super fast in the technological world. Like, they're rapidly, exponentially growing. Like, when you square a number and then square it again and then square it again. Like, that's how it works when you teach a computer to teach itself and to learn things without us having to necessarily input the knowledge. You give them answers and they find out how to solve it. And then they take all the solved answers and the answers you gave them and they remember them. Oh no, and here comes my dad. No. Hold on. Yo, I'm making a video. I don't want to talk. Sorry.
I don't want to talk. I just want to give you something.
Okay.
I just want to give you something.
Alright. Just somebody came up. I already had to make a retake. What is that?
It's a piece of wax.
Cool.
It was like dripping into this thing, and
Sweet.
I broke it off and I was going to throw it away. Be careful because it's real super soft and fragile.
Cool. Looks rad.
And I was like, I got to let Chase see
I'll
this.
make it into a necklace.
No, it's too soft.
I'll wrap it in a cage or
I
something.
was just thinking you might want to photograph it or something.
Alright, thanks. Try not to make this super long, and it already is. Just close it. Just close it really hard, please. I don't want it open. Thank you. All the way. There we go. Alright. My dad is re-upping on his candle company, finally. He has taken a hiatus just like I have, you know. We creative minds, you know, you guys don't even know what's inside my head. What's inside my dad's head. You have no idea how much me and that guy are alike. It's insane. And I actually, you know, up until like the past year have really, or before that, have not known how much me and my dad were the same person. But I intend to be better than him. I tell him that. And he wants me to be better than him, to learn from all his mistakes. And, I mean, dude, my dad's the most successful guy I know. I mean, personally. Steve Jobs is a true hero to me. And he did stuff in a very unique manner, and he could have did it better. Steve Jobs could have done it better. He had a lot of times where he messed up and where he was cocky, and but his, you know, OCD and the way his brain thought, in the end, created one of the most revolutionary companies of the world. And I mean, Apple changed the world. Like, Apple's technology is going to continue to make strides that no other company has at the times that they release them. That's just what they do. Not that I'm obsessed with Apple. Apple has a lot of downfalls. But anyways, I got this cool piece of wax now. I kind of lost my train of thought as to what I was saying. Some people know my life story and some people don't. For the people that don't and want to, I'm going to talk about it more. For the people that do or think they do, you're going to really get to hear about who I am and what I feel about the world and what I, you know, what I expect I'm going to do to try to change it, or to make my impact, or to reach out to people. I want to connect people like me. I want to bring together, like, I want to unite individuals. I want to, like, celebrate being unique and kind of being alternative. Like, since I was in high school, people always called me a hipster. Which, you know what, that's like the biggest compliment anybody could ever give you. That's essentially saying that you are, you know, not a trend follower, like, but you set trends, you start things, you know, you take nothing and make it something just because it was, like, it popped in your head. Like, you followed an idea to make it real. Like, that is, to me, what being a creator is. Some people call it being an inventor. I have wild ideas rapidly spewing out of my mind at all times. And this writer once said, and I don't even know if I can quote it perfectly, but he said the idea that comes at him with the most venom is the one. The idea with the most venom is the one that he's often pursuing, like the one coming at him the most voraciously. That's what the word was the one that he was pursuing, or something along those lines. So it's not about having a good idea, it's about having a good idea and following that specific idea to the point where it becomes something, you know. And there's different stages of something, you know. There's a lot of different ways of making that something come real, or come to life. Not come real, that didn't even make sense. Come to life. You know, at this point, this video is 11 minutes long. If you're gonna watch this, you're gonna watch this. So I'm not gonna cut off my thought, and because I'm sick and tired of making this video. I'm just gonna say it all, and this is it. You know, I'm not gonna stop because my dad interrupted me. Somebody interrupted me. They cut before this. They parked like right outside my car, and they were trying to like be in my video, which is totally weird because they're my friend, but like they should respect my like personal space. And I guess I've walked in on my dad's videos a lot, so I can't get pissed at him, and he was just trying to be nice to me. I love my family. I have a great life. The past month, or maybe 2 months, my perception of time is kind of messed up. I've been a little bit in shock, just a little bit numb. I just felt like in limbo a little bit. Like I knew where I wanted to go, but I knew I didn't have the money to go there, and I kept, you know, putting like a 4 or 5 week departure date, even though I knew realistically it was going to take a lot to make that happen. But as of right now, I'm leaving on November 3rd. Like, I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, that's all I know. I think it's like 22 days, 21 days, something like that, and I'm out of here. When I'm 21, I am a free man. I am able to rent a car in every country in the world. Well, not every country, most countries, which I wasn't able to do. I get my license, which I would have had to come back to Ohio to get, even if I had left before, because I thought I was going to leave on July 7th, and I didn't have enough money. And then I, you know, thought I was going to stick around and stay outside my friend's house for a few weeks. And then I found out my parents were going to possibly lose the house. And then a few more weeks passed by, and then my parents lost their house. And then a few more weeks passed by, and that was almost, you know, it got sold in the summertime. And they're still living here. It's, you know, beautifully landscaped. It's the most beautiful house, the most beautiful property. Most sheriff sales don't sell the first time, but it's sold in the first hour. We're not bitter about it, honestly. I had my period of grief where I was, you know, I was angry, I was pissed, I was sad. Whatever the 5 stages are, I went through them about this house and about moving on and leaving my family essentially for the next 5 years. You know, it's going to be really important for me every day from here on out to love them as much as I can and let them know how much that I'm not leaving in spite, or that I mean they know, but I haven't been the best brother to my sisters. I haven't been the best brother to my brother, and I'm not going to see them for a long time. And I know they're going to watch every one of my videos, and they're going to be with me. I'm good. Had to happen. Okay. I'm going to Colorado because it's the closest. It's closer than California. I'm not gonna lie, I want to smoke pot legally. I'm gonna be 21. It's America. I'm sorry. From Colorado, I'll stay there for a few weeks. I'm moving on. By then I'll know if I'm going north or, you know, straight through to California. I'm either going up through Wyoming and through Oregon and down, you know, into Northern California and Central California, or if I'll just go straight over, because I do have a job lined up at Chipotle through a very fortunate, just random happening of fate. I met this girl named Emma who, such a cool girl. I just met her just from talking to somebody. Like, I was sitting at a bench in Venice and I looked over and she was just on her laptop and she was with this other girl and her mom. I ended up talking to them and they ended up being so cool, and she was actually with her, she was a lesbian with her girlfriend, and her mom, they were like both 18 or 19, and her mom was taking them, you know, they just graduated high school, and her mom was taking them on a world trip, you know, around the world. It's not like they were super rich, they had just planned for it, and they had kind of done like a whirlwind tour like I was planning to do, what my plan was, which I'll tell you one day what I thought I was going to do. 27 countries was my goal. So I'm an ambitious person. You know, since the beginning I've always set a high goal, but I've always got what I wanted done. Maybe it hasn't been in the time that I thought it was going to be, or it didn't happen how I thought it was going to happen, but the things that I want to come happen, I make them happen because I focus on them. I make my goals reality. So I met this girl, Emma, and she ends up, you know, being super cool. We hang out at this camping village. That's where we met. We were both staying there. It's like 10 euros a night right outside of Rome. Super, super cool place. Cool people. I met a lot of people there, actually. She works for Chipotle. She's the staff manager at San Luis Obispo, California's Chipotle. The better one, she said. So I applied, and she said all I have to do is call like 2 weeks before I leave, which is, you know, in a week, and I got the job, which is awesome. That's a crazy opportunity. That is such a blessing. And I mean, if that's not fate, if that's not, I don't know. And it's so weird how much like me and her are. Like, we both are into wire wrapping, making jewelry out of silver wire and wrapping these stones, which I wanted to show you guys, my necklaces. I wanted to show you, you know, my bandanas. I don't want to unload too much on you at one time. So I think I'm going to do that in a separate video, because this is already super long and I want to do my art justice. I have been making art, you know. I haven't been just sitting around the past month and a half. I've been working, like I've mentioned maybe at some point. I got a job at Gap Warehouse distribution. I'm at gift returns, touching people's old clothes or return clothes. It's terrible. I can't wait to be out of this, you know, this pit, this cesspool of this town that sucks people in, you know, with drugs and all this stuff that I see every day. I'm so ready to escape and live on the road, you know, even if that means parking outside somebody's house that isn't mine. Couchsurfing is a crazy website, and I don't even have to sleep inside other people's houses. Like, I meet them, hang out with them, eat their food. Okay, so my phone keeps dying. I have like under a minute to show you these necklaces, show you this letter. I'm not even explaining it. I write a letter to every person that sends a peace pendant. I got an order from somebody in Pickerington, which is right next to Canal where I live, and I emailed them. They ended up not knowing me at all, and just they said they wanted a necklace that was also a pipe, and they found it on Etsy, and the fact that it was local, they bought it right away. And that truly, like, touches my heart on a profound level, and is a complete assurance of faith in that everything's going right. I'm really inspired. Here's the necklaces I've been working on the past few months. I don't have time to tell you what they are. If you want to look at them more, they're all going to be on my Etsy store. I'm super proud of them. I got a lot more to come. I got a lot more crystals. I'm radically inspired, and I hope you guys are too. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, a wonderful Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day, guys, be inspired every day and get stuff done. Have a wonderful day. Peace.